Thank you all for coming out, and I really want to reiterate that. Thank you very, very much for showing an interest in student government. And that's not something you see a lot. There has been a very large disconnect between people who are interested in student government and people who are not. You can see that because there's not a single person running for a councillor position this year. All of the ASA candidates you see are running for exec positions. So the real working force of council, which is the councillor positions, there's not a single person running for them, and I think that's a really sad sight. There's obviously a disconnect between what the ASA wants to do, what the ASA sees as important, and what the student body in general sees as important. So one of the first things, if you elect me president, that I will do is really look inward. You can't really look outward and say, you need to change so that we're important again. The ASA really needs to kind of look at themselves and see how we fit in how students want to be represented. And I think that's absolutely a change that can occur, and I think it's a change that really must occur for the ASA to remain relevant. So my campaign really focuses on three main issues. First is better student services. That includes a wealth of different services. Part of that is better mental and physical health resources on campus. There are a lot of mental and physical health resources that North Campus has easier access to, or only North Campus has access to. I want to work on bringing those resources regularly to Augustana, or even permanently to Augustana. I also want to look at the campus residence services. We have a fantastic residence services that does a lot of great work. I've actually spent this past year as an RA with the residence team, and it's been a really, really fantastic experience. I want to look at how to make the meal plan and the residence service even better. Part of that includes looking into the campus alcohol policy to see if that's still something that students want to see in place. Looking into meal plans, maybe making meal plans more accessible to off-campus students, or making them less mandatory for on-campus students. Maybe there's a partial meal plan, maybe there is a cheaper way that we can make that happen. So lots of different student services in there. I also want to look at the events that the ASA puts on. The ASA puts on some really fantastic events every year, and I want to make sure that our different executives and our different members planning events have all of the resources that they need to make sure that there are some even more fantastic events. I want that to extend to clubs as well. When I spent last year as the Vice President Academic of the Augustana Students Association, I worked with creating the current club budget system that you see now, that a lot of clubs have found to be a pretty good update to the former system. So I want to continue to improve that to make sure that that clubs have access to funds to continue to make Augustana a fantastic place to have events. Lastly, going back to my first point, I want to make sure that I'm continuing to look into the ASA as an organization to make sure that the ASA is best looking after student needs. So that includes looking at the ASA as an organization, why people aren't running and how to get people to run. Looking at how the ASA is functioning, looking into each individual positions. So lastly, with my last little bit of information, why should you vote for me? I've spent a lot of time here on campus and on council. I've been a counselor, I've been an executive. Last year I actually fulfilled the roles of president for half of the semester after our original president was forced to step down. So I'm used to the position, I've shown that I'm able to handle the position. I've sat on all sorts of committees all across the different fields of the ASA, be it events, be it awareness, be it advocacy. And with your help, you can make Draper the next president of the Augustana Students Association. Thank you very much.